Hello po, ako po si Cyber Patroller David.
This is Leia your Cyber Patroller.
I'm Jazz Baluso.
Aware po ba kayo sa RA 11930 o yung Anti-OSAEC Law na nakapasa lang?
Bali, hindi pa siya talaga sa akin, pamilya.
Yes, ma'am.
Ay, okay.
So, pero para sa inyo po, may gauge na po ba kayo kung gaano karami ang OSAEC cases or sexual abuse cases dito sa barangay?
Yes, tumaas. Makakalungkot man kung sabihin, pero talaga kung tumaas po ang crime po natin. And the best thing that I know, in the last few months, ang nakakaroon natin ito ay nasa high school. The normal, bullying lang.
Kasi pag sa online naman po, dito sa Marikina, wala naman po.
Before, marami talaga. Pero nung meron ng mga orientation, nag-ano na kami sa ground. So, siyempre na-lesson yun. Kasi may awareness na po.
Paano po kayo nagtitraining bilang mga VAUSI officers?
Sabi po, pinapaka-training po kami na kapitan namin ng mga child-laws, no? Kasi para mahasa kami, paano kami handle yung mga bata. Then pinag-training din kami ng para-legal, para-social, para kaming mga social workers.
Po kami training, lalo na ngayon, next month ngayon. Bali, meron pong yung God office sa amin para makapuno po namin yung, inaano po nila yung pag-iisip namin, parang yung nire-renew nila.
Meron po tayong regular training po. From the city, from the CSO, from the CWSO. Meron po tayong regular training po through the effort of our Kapitan Robinson Landan. At the same time, Imam Basa ng Women's Desk. Regular, meron po tayong training. And ang barangay po, ay meron po kaming naka-raiding training for the BAUSI, BCPC, and the staff. And as well as the whole president and mga organization po.
Pero sa case po ng online sexual abuse law, nagkaroon na po ba ng orientation dito sa barangay tungkol doon? Wala pa.
Actually, yearly, meron kaming orientation, may mga seminar kami, may mga project kami about anti-crime law.
After po ng series of trainings namin, different leaders na train po talaga. Sila yung katuwang namin para magpalaganap sa community, para mag-orient kami sa mga tao na merong batas po na usapan.
Pero if ever may nakuha po kayong report, ano po yung steps na ginagawa?
Bali, po yan, pinapasa po namin sa God office yung lahat ng mga report po namin nila yung BAUSI, 76 saka yung mga CICL file na ganyan.
Dito po, pagka may nagre-report dito, una, tanggapin namin yung kanilang receiver na tini-intake namin, may intake po kami. Tapos, i-assess po namin yung kung i-diretso na namin sa police, doon po. Kung halimbawa ang mga parents na, may mga police, ay mga parents na eager talaga sila, ganito na. Sa referral na po kami to police. Re-refer din namin sa social workers, sa SSD. Dapat partner po yun, partnership po yung tatlo. Barangay, police, SSD. Kasi may SSDB para niya, siya yung sa trabaho niya yung mag-counseling sa bata. Kasi police, yan naman yung mag-ano ng kaso. Kami po ay mag-endorse.
Online abuse, wala pa kami naging case sa online abuse. Ang naging mostly case namin ngayon is about dun sa, actual lang, abuse lang po. Pero sa online, wala pa kami naging natatanggap sa CBCBC. Yung kaling actual lang sila pag-abuso.
Sige po, maraming salamat po sa short interview natin.
Maraming
Sana
salamat
nag-enjoy po. Maraming salamat po.
Ayun naman po, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you!
Let me just emphasize that the local ordinance is an instrument that will define the procedures and mandate the responsible officials to perform their roles. Halimbawa na lang po sa mga barangays, particularly sa mga VAUSI desk officers, paano nila tatanggapin ang mga reports of OSAEC and CSAEM, at higit sa lahat, paano nila pangangalagaan ang identity at privacy ng biktima at tutugunan yung pagiging victim-centered, gender, and disability-sensitive na proseso nila.
Siguro pwede ko na rin dito banggitin, we are actually also doing our guidelines for reasonable accommodation for children with disabilities. Perfect ito because we are trying to improve the way that we handle children, no? From the time that they are rescued to the time that they are assessed. because again, we want to be disability inclusive. So hindi ibig sabihin nun yung physical disability lang natin ang i-cater to. Sometimes disabilities can manifest after they are rescued. So dapat talaga from every time that they are assessed, social workers, the multidisciplinary team should be able to recognize what kind of disability the child has. So we're in the process of doing that, the guidelines. We're happy that we have a lot of experts on board. So yun po, we hope to be able to craft a holistic guidelines for that.
So we're really seeing the importance of cultivating community-based reporting. But let us also emphasize that the local reporting of OSAEC or CSAEM cases is not just limited to the VAUC desk of the barangays. Pwede din po iyan i-report sa DSWD City or Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office or SWDO o di kaya diretso mismo sa PNP's Women and Children Protection Desk. Kailangan talaga ma-implement yung mga national and local strategies to increase community reporting.
Well, definitely, alam mo, one thing nice with the law, it explicitly says that all proceedings is confidential. So we have that kind of assurance under the law. But I think it doesn't hurt and we should be able to emphasize that sa mga barangay level, no? Kasi kami, what we're trying to implement now sa IACAT and sa NCC is that anything sensitive information should go through the hands of the least possible people. Kung hindi naman kailangan lahat makakita ng CSAEM or hindi naman lahat kailangan makakita ng mga sensitive information, huwag ipaalam, di ba? So, may mga narinig kasi kami, may mga sa mga ibang barangay, minsan sisabihin nila, ay, kilala ko yung batang yan, ganyan pala nangyari sa kanya. So there's that kind of, even though they want to help, you know, that's not the way it should be. So we want to be able to explain to them na, you know, the way you handle CSAEM, confidential information, should be proper, di ba? Hindi dapat yung sinishare kung kani-kanino lamang.
Yeah. So can we explain to our viewers what happens after a case is reported to any of the authorized parties?
So for instance, there's a lot of reporting channels, no? Kagaya ng sa IACAT, we have the 1343. Sa Makabata, there's 1383. And then it is being endorsed to the proper layas, right? So yung mga layas naman, thankfully we have the Department Circular 20. So it's the conduct of the case build-up together with our prosecutors. So para talagang from the start, nandun na yung prosecutors to help guide the layas. Ano bang evidence ang kailangan mo makuha para talaga to build up the case? Sino mga witnesses na kailangan? So that's one thing that we're currently also very happy with because the layas have reported to us and we have heard feedback na talagang nakatulong talaga sa kanila yun. It gave them more confidence to pursue whatever report that they've encountered.
Idikit, can you let us in on what happens to violators of the confidentiality provisions under RA 11930?
Siguro just to show, no, or just to emphasize how the law is really serious with keeping sensitive information confidential. Under the law, if there's any violation of the confidentiality provisions, there will be the violator will be penalized with either a fine or imprisonment or both. So, ayun po.
Napakahalaga nitong assurance of confidentiality as clearly expressed in several provisions of RA 11930 as well as the penalties for its violation because the penalty varies.
And that's also important in encouraging reporting kasi there's a common fear, di ba, among victim survivors and families of the victims that if they report, they will be retaliated upon or they will encounter any retaliation from other perpetrators, friends or family members. So with that, I think this also encourages more reporting if we really follow those provisions on confidentiality.
And if only people will know that reporting will lead to the rescue of more at-risk children or children being victimized by local perpetrators. I'm sure dadami talaga ang reporting. At the local level or yung mula sa barangay reports, paano naman idikit mako-consolidate yung data so that the NCC would be able to capture OSAEC and CSAEM cases, incidents of OSAEC and CSAEM?
So under the IRR and actually under the law also, the NCC is to develop an updated referral pathway for OSAEC cases. So as it stands now, what we have is we capture OSAEC cases when they are filed. So we haven't captured yet, or we haven't have data yet, consolidated data that that emanates or that is sourced from the community or from the barangays. That is one thing that we are working on. That's why during our regular coordination meeting last December, that was one of our topics. What TWG we have to create in order to develop this updated referral pathway.
Yes. So this referral pathway, this is different naman from the registry system of child sex offenders required by Section 37 of the law.
Yes, it's different. So ito namang the Child Sex Offenders Registry, ito naman yung mga convicted na convicted perpetrators of OSAEC and CSAEM. So we are to have a database that will have all a consolidation of all these perpetrators.
Other than the LGUs and the barangay councils for the protection of children, or BCPC, there were other agencies and stakeholders involved in the creation and implementation of RA 11930.
Yes, kasama na dito ang DSWD at ang mga local social welfare development offices, ang Anti-Money Laundering Council or AMLAC at iba't ibang financial intermediaries, Department of Tourism, DepEd at law enforcement agencies. It's also important to mention and share with our audience the initiatives undertaken by some of these agencies to help in the effective implementation of the law.
Idikit mukhang hindi natin kaya tapusin ang episode na to. Ang ating discussion ay mahaba.
Kaya nga madami pa tayong tatalakayin, like the changes or improvements involving law enforcement, prosecution, and investigation.
And yung mga bagong provisions na sinama sa RA 11930, teka muna, mukhang kailangan pa natin ng isa pang episode. Okay lang ba to continue our discussion on episode 10, Idikit?
Of course!
Yay! Thank you! Thank you, Edith.
Thank you.
Huwag po kayong aalis.
Magbabalik pa po kami.